The Idea of You is a new romance film on Prime Video starring Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Gallenstein. So today, let's see if this new film is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Prime Video. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. A 40-year-old single mom begins an unexpected romance with a 24-year-old boy band singer. This film was incredibly adorable. I was hooked from the beginning of this movie all the way till the end of the film. This hits all the marks on what I enjoy about a romance film. And I'm not the biggest fan of romance movies, but there was something special about The Idea of You. Immediately when we are introduced to Anne Hathaway's character, she's a 40-year-old single mom who runs a gallery, and we have a 24-year-old Nicholas Gallenstein who plays a boy band singer, part of August Moon. He's very popular. The two meet unexpectedly, and she is unaware of who he is. He finds that charming, but then she realizes who he is because her daughter had previously listened to their band and was a big fan of them. But they start a relationship and they find some struggles along the way of the age differences and him being very popular and her having to deal with the light that is now shining on her, but also just how they immediately connect and grow as a couple. It brings these characters out in a way that makes them feel very human. The way that Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Gallenstein portray their characters, it's much more than he is part of a boy band group. He is much more than that. He is human. He has his interests. He has his concerns and his worries. He's very anxious about things as well. They add so much depth to this character, and a lot of that is contributed by that relationship. And Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Gallenstein have really good chemistry. Their initial meetup and the way that they go on these little dates and get to know each other, there is a lot of chemistry, and it feels very natural within this film, and you love seeing these two characters spend time together. The way that Anne Hathaway's character is dealing with this new light on her and the struggles with her daughter and her ex-husband, but she's so invested in this relationship, and you feel just you feel such a genuine connection between the two that you're rooting for this relationship. It's gonna have its highs, it's gonna have its lows, but it's very strong, and that's due to the performances in here that are really good. You bring out the human side to these characters. You see a strong connection that they have. You just adore both of them together. Now, the film's pretty funny as well. There are a lot of jokes about their age differences, where they're meeting, how he's trying to be so sweet to her. There's a lot of moments that I did find to be funny within this film. The tone of it all is not like a comedy. It is a heavy romance film, but there is enough jokes along the way to keep it very lighthearted. And the songs in here too are very catchy. August Moon and this fictional band, they have some pretty decent songs that honestly I would probably listen to on the radio, and just hearing, I think there's like 5 different songs in here. They were very catchy throughout this movie. I love how this film just explored a relationship where one person meets a celebrity, has no prior interest in them. She meets him and is unaware first of who he is, and that's a chance for them to grow on a level that does feel realistic and does feel natural without having to overlook the fact that she was a fan of this band prior. So they go into this relationship for a chance for them just to grow as a couple and not having to overcome a lot. And Nicholas Gallenstein really takes that to heart and sees this opportunity to get to know someone without that other person trying to take advantage of them. You have this natural relationship that nicely develops, but also looks at the struggles of dating a pop star and the age difference as well. That feels very genuine and real, as well as there are a lot of relationships like this, and it feels very authentic the way that they do explore it. Now, my big issue with this movie, it's not perfect. I really did like it. There is just a roller coaster of emotions and storylines at the end of the film. They go back and forth with so much, and people who have read the book, I read that there were a lot of people that were disappointed with the end, and they were hoping that the film would do things a little bit differently. It's just all over the place. Like the last 30-40 minutes of the film, you get connected to one thing and they rip it apart, then you get connected to it again and then they rip that apart as well. It's really all over the place. And I understand that they have the struggle of being in this relationship, as he is a massive pop star and she has to deal with being in the news, and the attention is on her and her daughter, and so she has to realize what's important to her. But it's just like a roller coaster. It's all over the place, and it's hard to really feel invested into the storyline towards the end of the movie with what they were doing. I understood its purpose and how it added to the characters, but by the end of it all, I felt like it was a whirlwind of just storylines and going back and forth on things, and I wanted to be a little more tighter at the end of the film. But despite all of that, The Idea of You was funny. I loved the romance between Nicholas Gallenstein and Anne Hathaway. Their performances were really good. You just had an authentic, emotional relationship in here. And the film was funny. Just an overall really good film that I was immediately connected with, and I wanted to see these characters grow and just spend a lot of time with them and see that relationship that was so sweet throughout the film. This movie really surprised me, as like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of romance film, but this one stood out to me so far this year as being one of the best. So before I give you my score for Idea of You on Prime Video, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. You like to see where The Idea of You ranks amongst all the other 2024 releases I've seen this year? Follow me on Letterboxd, and there you can find my ranking. I'm gonna go ahead and give The Idea of You a B+. Thank you guys for checking out my review for The Idea of You, the new Prime Video romance film. Have you guys seen it by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.